What exactly are we looking for?
Anything big, mean and scary with teeth and claws.
Does it have a big blonde mane as well?
Some of them do, yes.
I think I found her.
Listen, I am a pussycat compared to these lions. You really don't want to mess with them.
Fair enough. Can weigh up to 1/4 of a ton, top speed 50 miles an hour. I think I'll hedge my bets and stay in the car with you.
You see, I am by far the safer option. However, I'm slightly nervous that we're not finding them. Maybe they're hiding, waiting to pounce. Let's get out of here. Here's what's coming up on today's programme.
One big cat on the attack.
If he can damage a car, what he could do to a person is unthinkable, really.
Monkey business with the macaques.
Look at that little cheeky one. He's trying to move the whole ropes,
Trying to capsize it.
3, 2, 1, go.
And Kate's boot camp
Let's give him a shout, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him some encouragement.
for Preston the pudgy armadillo.
He's done it!
Every year, almost 1 million visitors drive through the safari park, hoping to get an up-close and personal view of lions, cheetahs and tigers. Among the new attractions are a young pair of endangered Amur tigers, Red and Yana. Everyone's hoping they'll produce the first tiger cubs bred in the park for 18 years. But keeping male tiger Red in check takes nerves of steel for keepers like Caleb.
Here comes first car behind us. And you can see that Red's actually watching it at the minute.
Caleb can't afford to let his concentration slip for a second.
Something's piqued his interest somewhere that he wants to run for.
Because Red's been getting much too close for comfort to visiting vehicles. And in the last 4 weeks, he's attacked at least 3 cars.
He has bitten through bumpers and then bent the bonnet, and then he's actually bent the grille out as well. So in a very quick, short space of time before we can get there, he's done a considerable amount of damage.
Red came from a Norwegian zoo that didn't have drive-through enclosures. So seeing cars in his territory is a brand new experience for this 4-year-old. And he's beginning to treat them like prey.
What have you spotted, Red?
Because although he was born in captivity, hunting runs through Red's DNA. He's a giant killing machine.
An Amur tiger is actually the biggest and arguably the most powerful of the big cats. Red could get up to 300 kilos. If he got a really good grip, he could probably move the car around a little bit, depending on the size of the vehicle. Ultimately, if he can damage a car, what he could do to a person is unthinkable, really. When he starts to put his body weight onto his front legs, that means that he's ready to run.
When they're hunting in the wild, Amur tigers can reach speeds of up to 60 miles an hour. Cars here drive slowly to get the best views of the animals. So if he wants to attack, Red's always got the upper hand.
He's very smart at working out the best time and analysing the situation to actually get away with it. He wants to bite the car. That's his end goal, that's his game, and we're there to stop him. So this is one of those nerve-wracking moments where he looks like he just wants to cross the road without interacting with the car, but you can never tell with Red. I'm going to cross the road and sit on the other side because I really don't want him to start going for these cars.
But Red has spotted his 4-wheeled prey trying to escape through the exit gates. And the hunt is on.
He definitely wants to get a bit closer to the road.
Caleb's team move in to cut off the attack.
So what she's doing is trying to move him away from the gate so we're safely able to let this car out. He can just walk up and down the fence line and interact with any car that he chooses to, so it's a very nerve-wracking time for us.
Finally, Red's prey safely leaves the enclosure. So far, his hunting instinct has been frustrated. But big cats mainly hunt at dawn and dusk. And it's 5 p.m. on an early spring evening, the most dangerous time of day.
First section to lock one, you can let the last car through.
The last car has just inched into his territory. And Red's on the move.
Red. It's relentless for us in here because you have to worry about every car.
But with 2 keepers' trucks cutting him off, it's game over for Red. Today, Caleb and the other keepers prevented another attack. But if Red can't share his and Yana's 1-acre territory with cars, Red may find himself in solitary.
The risk is if he continuously attacks cars, then we might have to put him in a paddock adjacent to the road. We're trying to curb his behaviour so that we can keep him out on show and give him the best life possible. Even though you stress me out, I do love you.
Keepers might have kept Red at bay today, but for how much longer?
All the animals here need plenty of TLC, but as I've seen over the years, it's when they start getting on in age that the real problems can kick in. Elderly Anne, the Asian elephant, is cared for by a specialist team, but I've just heard that vet Duncan's been called. So I'm on my way to meet him and head of Hoofstock, Ryan, to see what's up.
Morning, everybody.
Hi, Kate.
I heard that Duncan had been called up to Anne. What's happened?
The guys have noticed that on her top left tooth,
Right.
it's just cracked on the end.
Okay.
So at the moment, the guys aren't noticing any difference in the way she's eating.
Right.
She's not favouring one side or the other.
Okay.
Sometimes if elephants get toothache, they'll blow on it. We're still not seeing any of that. So
Okay, so it's actually not hurting her.
No, no. I mean, you know, the bit we're looking at this morning, Kate, it's a very small piece.
Yeah.
When that actual tooth there is probably around the size of a house brick.
Wow.
Yeah, so to be
a tiny
losing
little
a small
bit.
portion
Yeah.
is not really going to alter her day-to-day life at the moment
Right.
whatsoever.
So, Duncan, I can't quite imagine what you do to fix an elephant tooth.
Well, what's happened there is cracked. Literally, the end of it is just wobbling. You can feel it, and you can feel a
Right.
bit of a sharp edge, but it's
Okay.
not rubbing on the gums or anything. And I think what will happen, you know, the teeth constantly move forward and drop out in elephants anyway. So this cracked bit
Yeah.
will probably be pushed forward, drop out first, and then the remainder of the tooth will follow maybe years later. We don't know.
Oh, really?
But-
So elephants have multiple sets of teeth, do they?
Well, they keep generating from the back,
Right.
push forward, and then they drop out. It's certainly not causing her any trouble at all.
She's looking great, actually, isn't she?
Other than the tooth, and obviously, you know, she's an elderly lady,
Yeah.
but
Nothing wrong with that.
but the guys work really hard. Yeah, of course not.
So as far as this tooth is concerned, there must be a finite number of teeth, are there?
Yeah, for elephants, generally it is 6.
Okay, 6
but
sets.
6 sets, and at Anne's estimated age, probably feel that she is on that 6th set.
And is there anything that you can do, kind of diet-wise?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, we can tailor her diet.
Yeah.
I think that's where the legend of the elephant graveyards comes from. Those animals were the older animals losing their teeth and therefore would naturally drift towards the river edge where
Right.
the softer vegetation grew rather than staying out on the savannah or whatever,
Yeah.
eating the more fibrous stuff.
As you say, given her age, this is probably her last set of teeth. Does that really mean this is sort of the beginning of the end of her life?
For a lot of elephants, particularly in the wild, it is the teeth that really draws a line under, you know, how long they're going to live for.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that she's so well cared for, you know, obviously we feel that we could extend beyond what would naturally be, you know, her final days.
Yeah. But at the moment, Duncan, from what you've seen, nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about at this stage, that's for sure.
Well, it's always a real treat to see her. Do you want some carrot, just to prove that tooth is fine? There we are.
On the other side of the park, keeper Emily's with one of Longleat's charmers.
Good boy.
Six-banded armadillo, Preston.
He's a very big character. He loves to play, he loves to be around people. He's always under your feet. He's just always causing mayhem, really. But yeah, it's like having a naughty puppy 24 hours a day.
So far, so cute. But all's not well in Armadillo Land. Because larger-than-life Preston doesn't just have a big personality.
We do have a little bit of a problem with Preston in that he is quite a bit overweight. Being a hand-reared animal, he's always going to be a little bit heavier than a normal armadillo, but he's quite large around his bottom. He's got extra skin here. It kind of goes out past his shell. He should just go straight down the sides. We don't want him to be overweight, exactly the same as humans. It's not good. It can cause a lot of health problems for them with their heart or his joints.
But Preston's big bottom isn't just a threat to his health. It could also kill off any chance of romance in his life.
He's due to have a female arriving soon, and we want him to look his best for her. Hopefully he'll be able to impress her enough, and eventually we'll have some baby Prestons running around, which would be fantastic.
So the pressure's on for Porky Preston to get in shape. But armadillos are omnivores, so everything's a potential snack. Including the scales.
What do you like?
And only the promise of a healthy snack will coax him into a weigh-in.
7.4? On average, a male, fully grown, six-banded armadillo is about 6.5 kilograms. So we'd like him to lose roughly about 1 kilogram, which is an awful lot for such a small animal.
Shedding more than 10% of body weight is a tall order for anyone, and it's not as if Preston's a couch potato.
He's constantly on the go, so it's very odd he's not losing the weight we want him to. We'll have to try and make him a bit more active. So I've been thinking maybe something like a home gym. Like the armadillo version of a treadmill, weights bench, and things like that, and put it all together. And then because he's so inquisitive, I think he'll use it quite a lot.
Emily's roped in keeper Andy and his power tools to run up her armadillo-sized gym.
Oh, a weave sort of.
Like a weaving.
Yeah, I've
pole,
done that
so
with
he
my
can
dog.
Go in and out of them. And a seesaw.
Yeah.
And I'll be back later to see how it goes down with nosy Parker Preston.
Wild animals are nothing if not unpredictable. Remember the heart-stopping footage of boy tiger Red carrying a bonnet he'd torn off a car? Well, unbelievably, out of the park's 1 million or so visitors, the car Red went for was being driven by one of our production team. In 20 years here, it's the closest shave we've ever had. And Jean's off to meet our friend Julie to find out more.
Julie, what happened?
I know. I was visiting the park with my mum, and Mum was really keen to go around the safari. So we went into the tiger enclosure, and I said, "Oh, we probably won't see anything in here, so there's only two." And with that, out of the corner of my eye on the right, I could see Red hurtling towards us, quickly followed by a jeep. And I said, "Mum, we're going to get some fantastic pictures of Red." I said, "He's amazing." And then he just didn't stop, and he jumped up and hit his whole jaw around the mirror and just ripped it completely off.
Whoa.
One almighty crunch. And then he thought he'd have a go at the side panels here.
Oh my goodness.
So this was all off, and there's a bite mark there and perhaps a tooth mark there. And then he obviously got bored with that bit, so he came around to the front. You can see his, scratch marks here.
Whoa, stop there, because I need to hear. While this is all going on, you're sat in there, this close to him.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, it was funny because as he was coming over, I went to grab my phone to film him, but I dropped the phone probably in sort of slight shock.
You got such a fright, yeah. You're a little bit panicked.
I was a little bit, to be honest. I think it's one of those things where you just think, I don't believe this is happening. But this basically came off in one piece like this.
How did he get it off?
Well,
did he kind of rip it off?
Yeah, he just ripped it off. And then he ran off with this in his mouth.
Well, this is just a reminder of how powerful those tigers are. And your mum sat in the passenger seat looking through her windscreen with a big tiger head staring back at her.
She was
How
terrified.
I take it the keepers moved in quite quickly.
They were really fast. One jeep came around the side of me, another went off to try and contain Red, and then they took me out through the gates into the secure area.
And how are you and your mum feeling now?
I'm feeling fine, actually. I mean, Mum was quite shocked.
Obviously, it was a little bit scary at the time, but isn't he an impressive animal?
When you get that close, you really see how amazing they are.
But very naughty as well. And all you have to do now, Julie, is get this into the garage, yeah?
Yeah, I've got a funny story to tell them. I don't think they're going to believe me somehow.
An unforgettable encounter for one of our production team. And we'll be finding out later how the keepers are training Red to leave those cars alone.
The park's got plenty of head-turners. But surely the most elegant, most graceful and stylish of the lot are the Chilean flamingos. When they flock together, they're known as a flamboyance, which seems to fit. But these beauties have had to be kept indoors for weeks after severe winter weather trashed their enclosure. Head of Section Mark was there to witness the destruction.
The weight of snow was just absolutely horrendous and brought the whole aviary down to the floor. So we had to get them all shut in rather rapidly and then have the whole thing sort of rebuilt and refashioned.
Today is the day the birds can finally spread their wings and get back to their lake. But as Mark knows, it could turn out to be a turbulent flight.
How they come out is completely random. It could be all directions. It could be some for the water, some for the bank, some for upwards.
So before the flamingos taxi for takeoff, Mark's roped in a gang of air traffic controllers to guide the flighty flock safely to their spring roost.
One sort of between the post and that sign.
Yeah.
One there.
Yeah.
Their eyesight's great. I just don't think they're the most intelligent of bird when it comes to boundaries.
But maybe Mark's underestimated our feathered friends. They're certainly smart enough to pause for thought before abandoning a cosy shed on a chilly spring day. But after the first tentative steps, we have liftoff.
They're very pleased to be out. They're obviously all straight in the water and washing. No one's had a real heavy impact with anything, which is always a bonus. Sometimes you get a few limpy ones for a couple of days after where they have flown and sort of landed hard, but you know, they haven't hit anything.
But weeks spent indoors could still take an unexpected toll.
The hope is now that it won't have put them off from breeding. That's the big worry for us, obviously, you know, having to have been caught up, the aviary falling down, lots of work going on out here. Sometimes that can throw them. Sometimes the slightest little thing will stop them from breeding.
With mating season just around the corner, only time will tell if romance and flamingo chicks are still on the cards. Fingers crossed.
Not every animal here might be quite as photogenic as the Chilean flamingos, but that doesn't mean that they're any less important to the collection. Last year, we dropped in on the world's first breeding project for a species teetering on the brink of extinction.
Turns out that they're more endangered than giant pandas. Not great news for them.
As part of a nationwide project, Insect Mad James took on the enormous challenge of keeping 52 critically endangered desertus wolf spiders alive and crawling.
This is really the first time that I've had the opportunity to work with a wolf spider. Each spiderling that I have is incredibly important to the survival of the species.
With an estimated population of fewer than 4,000, the goal was to fatten these ones up and reintroduce them to their only wild habitat, a single valley in Madeira.
My mission is to get these guys as big as possible. Every animal definitely counts.
But with 50% of desertus wolf spiderlings never making it to adulthood, this was always going to be a breeding project that hung by a thread. Well, that was a year ago, and now I'm joined by Lady Weymouth, James, and Enchilada. Not three names I thought I'd combine into one sentence. What's happening now?
So we started off with 52 individuals. They were all very, very young, under 6 months old, and we are sadly down to 34 now.
Do you know what the life expectancy of a spider is?
So the thing is, no one's ever kept wolf spiders from spiderlings all the way to adults, so there's no real literature on how long they live at all.
Now, I know that you wanted to release these back onto Madeira. How close are you to actually being able to do that?
We're ready to go. We're just sort of waiting for the politics and the governments to be fully ready to start introducing animals back.
Now, Emma.
Hello.
Here we've got Enchilada. Do you love all the animals, all the creatures here? Because some people do find spiders a little bit creepy.
Yeah, I mean, they are slightly terrifying, but up close, really beautiful. The markings on her, this is a girl, do you know?
We're not too
We're
sure
not
just
sure.
yet, yeah.
Well, she has beautiful markings on her legs, and it's so fascinating learning about the reason why, you know, we're contributing to these massive global projects and studies. So it's been a huge learning curve.
And Enchilada, of course, is just one of the protagonists on the stage of animals, great and small here, that you are trying to help protect.
Yeah. Between working with the rhinos, trying to help with the breeding program for the rhinos, the cheetah cubs even are very special. Even the anteaters have bred well, so I think it's a good sign. They must be very happy. But it's always part of a global breeding program, and just to raise awareness about the importance of the habitat and the species.
But you must get great pleasure chatting to keepers like James and understanding about creatures like this that I think are often misunderstood.
Definitely. I think the ecosystem is so well organised, and being so close to these animals, you appreciate how nature is so genius. Everything's there for a reason, everything is synchronistic, and it just makes so much sense. But we wouldn't be aware had we not had this experience very closely with such amazing, fascinating little creatures.
Did you ever think when you were a child that you would one day be working with a spider called Enchilada?
I really didn't, but here we are.
Back in the Armadillo bachelor pad,
Hello, you.
the Battle of the Bulge continues for Preston. Work on his gym's well underway, but Emily's impatient for him to get in shape, so she's come up with a way to make him move.
We've got food that we're going to hide for him. Obviously, moving around lots, trying to find food is going to keep him active, and the hope that he'll find it and lose weight at the same time. Good boy.
But playing hide and seek with healthy snacks is about more than just shedding excess armadillo fat.
We want his life to be kind of as natural as we possibly can. So in the wild, they would dig for food. They've got an incredible sense of smell and incredible hearing, rubbish eyesight. So he can smell the food from quite a distance.
To make absolutely certain he sheds his excess fat, Emily's also revised Greedy Preston's diet plan.
We've decided that actually everything he was having was great, but we've just reduced it all by about 10%. I don't think he has really noticed because we're doing lots of different things with the food rather than just giving it to him on a plate. Good boy. But yeah, I think he's doing quite well.
But the hard work starts now because Preston's gym has arrived.
Hi.
There you go. That's one of the 4 pieces I've got for you.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it even creaks. Okay.
Emily's hidden Preston away while she and Andy set everything up.
This was I was most excited for this one. Yeah, perfect.
But the ever-curious armadillo has sensed something's going on.
He has pushed his way out. He's out here, he's looking through it already. Preston.
Oh, he's so interested, isn't he?
I can't believe how well he's done all of this. I'm really excited.
Now that Preston's had a warm-up,
Woo!
Kate will be taking his very first gym class later.
Perfect.
Be afraid, Preston. Be very afraid. Keepers here aren't really supposed to have favourites, but the reality is that practically all of them do have a soft spot for one or two particular animals. For Gemma, it's old ram Tyson. And Jean's been finding out about their very special bond.
You just love spoiling him, don't you?
I do, yeah. So we've got a little treat for him this afternoon. We're going to paint his horns.
That sounds good. I can tell you just like giving him treats. Why is that?
I do. I mean, he lost his friend Solomon last year, and they'd been together since they arrived, and even before that.
Yeah, so he deserves a bit of TLC.
Oh, he really does.
What is it that makes Jacob sheep so special?
Well, I mean, one, it is their colouring. Yeah. They're very, very pretty. And the other thing is they can have between 2, 4 or 6 horns.
6 horns?
Yes.
Wow.
And I would have loved to have found a 6-horned, but I couldn't.
What can we do to make these horns look even more special?
Well, we've got some hoof oil and we have a paintbrush.
Right, so what do you paint it on the horns?
Pretty much, yeah, it's as easy as that.
So what are these horns made of? Is it like our nails?
Yeah, exactly the same. It's keratin. It's really important to look after them. You know, they can crack over time, but with the hoof oil, it just gives it another layer of protection.
I can already see it coming up nice and shiny as well, so it also looks good as well as protecting it.
It makes him look brand new, doesn't it, Tyson?
It's lovely to see the bond you've got, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he's super, super special to me, aren't you?
So much so, you've got a little tattoo in his honour, is that right?
I do. It's just a tattoo of his face.
Do you hear that, Tyson?
Yeah.
Do you hear that? Oh, I love that, Gemma. And such a handsome face it is.
It's so handsome.
Yes, and good personalities as well.
Oh, huge, huge personalities, yeah. I mean, Tyson, nothing will ever replace Tyson.
Sadly, just 2 weeks after filming, the old ram's health deteriorated. And Gemma and the other keepers had to make the heartbreaking decision to put dear old Tyson to sleep. With Red on the attack in the big cat compound, Head of Animal Operations Darren needs a quick fix that keeps everyone safe, without cramping the tiger's style.
Our lovely Red is a bundle of trouble covered in stripes and fur. There's no such thing as a well-behaved tiger. We don't want a well-behaved tiger. We want a wild tiger with as much of its natural instincts to hunt, chase and be naughty. We have to let him live his life in an environment that is comfortable, but in a way that is safe for our guests and safe for our keepers.
A tall order, but Darren's found just the man for the job.
Caleb's our lion man, if you want.
Go on, a big lad.
He's wrangled, mixed, calmed, sorted, arranged, you know, 3 great prides of lions, and it's going to be a no-brainer that actually he now concentrates a little bit on Red for us, and hopefully he can come up with some solutions.
After 7 years of patrolling the big cat enclosure, Caleb's hit on just the thing to douse Red's red-hot hunger for passing cars.
So today I'm taking a fire extinguisher into the tiger section. Historically, we know he doesn't like these things, because it can't do him any harm, and it makes a loud noise, so basically it's a good deterrent, hopefully. So I'm going to use the fire extinguisher to try and give him a warning if he comes anywhere near the car.
Caleb wants to condition Red into calling off the attack when he's sprayed with water or a fire extinguisher. To test his tiger taming theory, Caleb and his Jeep act as backup, while 2 other keepers drive the kind of car Red hunts. They'll douse him with a giant water pistol and the fire extinguisher if it looks like he's about to attack.
Can you let Red go for us, please?
No worries.
Time to see if Tiger Boy takes the bait. Lured by a chicken dinner, Red's out of the pen like a shot.
He's come out very enthusiastic this morning. It's because he's got food outside, so knowing Red, he'll get bored very quickly and try and go for something. Even though he's got a chicken, he's on high alert this morning. He's definitely in the mood to to play and cause trouble today, I think.
Sure enough, once he's scoffed his chicken dinner, the car has caught the eye of this tiger.
Oh, he's going to go for the car. Oh, there we go.
Will the keeper's monster water pistol be enough to put him off?
He's given up.
A squirt of water seems to have turned Red into a big pussycat. For all of about 2 seconds.
He is razor sharp, he's so quick, and that's the problem with him. You've got to be on your toes to watch him.
And now Red is ready for round 2.
This is going to be the one, because the car's going to come back past him, and if he wants to go for it, he will.
Yeah.
But the bait car's ready to bite back with Caleb's fire extinguisher.
I'm ready. Come on, big man.
Oh, well, you got him in the face.
Definitely got him that time.
He's still watching the car.
So Red's behaviour has been curbed for the moment. But now there's a worrying new development. He's acquiring a taste for the park's patrol trucks.
He's starting to lose respect for our vehicles, which makes it dangerous for us to try and control him outside. He does exactly what he wants.
It's last chance saloon for Caleb to come up with a fail-safe solution.
Finding new and exciting ways of keeping the animals on their toes is all in a day's work for staff here. And today, Jean's helping keeper Tom with a rope bridge that will stretch the ingenuity and agility of one of the park's cheekiest creatures, the macaques.
So is this going to be a bit of a plaything for the macaques?
It is. They absolutely love ladders. And this one, we're going to make it a little bit more fun because we're going to put it right across their pond.
What happens if they fall in there?
They will get wet. So actually, the macaques can actually swim, which is quite surprising to a lot of people.
Surprising. So they're good little swimmers?
They are, yeah. We rarely see them swimming in these ponds here, but in the wild, yeah, they do swim quite far in the wild.
So I can see them watching us over there, look.
They are. They're very, very intrigued at the moment.
Here they come. You can see something new to play with. Oh, look, straight on it. That little one. Is it the younger ones that are generally braver, or is it just different personalities that go for it and don't?
Kind of your personality. You do find that the older males are a lot more braver, but the youngsters are definitely a lot more adventurous. We have a little one now that's making halfway across the pond.
Oh, there he goes across, look. That's great.
So normally you find, especially on the ladders like these, they'll use their tails to help them with balance. So when they're running across, they put their tails nice and high up,
and
they'll sway it to keep themselves as their balance as they're running.
It's great enrichment, but you really want to see gymnastic skills with this.
We do, yeah.
Why is that important?
So we don't really want them being lazing around eating food all day. We want to keep them nice and active.
Oh, there's someone walking the rope.
Yeah, so we're just over a year old.
Oh, I'm fascinated about the fact that they're great swimmers as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah, in the wild in Southeast Asia. They swim from island to island, so yeah, they're very good swimmers.
And they're such great communicators, so, you know, if one goes on and goes, hey guys, I'm having a great time here, over you come, that's kind of how it works.
So yeah, they're a lot like humans in a lot of ways, so they have very strong facial reactions. So us as keepers here, we can tell if they're confused, if they're upset, if they're sad. Yeah, so between themselves, they are very vocal. And yeah, everyone kind of knows how everyone's feeling.
So they have that whole range of emotion?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. So you just how they position their mouth, how they position their eyes.
There's always little squabbles with this troop, isn't there?
There is indeed, yeah. So you find that a lot in the wild. There's up to troops of 200.
Wow,
so,
that's a lot of macaques. That's a lot of trouble.
It is a lot of trouble, yes.
Oh, look at that little cheeky one in the middle, pushing it up and down. He's trying to move the whole rope swing.
Trying to capsize it.
You never know with this lot. You never know.
Over in the armadillo enclosure, Kate turned up to kickstart Preston's boot camp.
He is getting ready for his morning workout. Well, we thought he was, but actually, he's just fast asleep and doesn't want to wake up. Come on, Preston. Come on, Preston. Ever know that feeling? Should I get up, get out of bed, go for a run? Or would it be better for me if I just stayed in bed for an extra half an hour?
But curious Preston can't snooze for long when there's company.
Good boy.
Hello, my chap. Hello. It is a big day for Preston, the six-banded armadillo, isn't it, Emily?
It is, it's a very big day.
This is workout day. This is the start of Preston losing the flab and getting a six-pack, because Mrs. Preston is on her way, isn't she?
She is.
Preston needs to shed a kilo before he can meet wifey. And I reckon a couple of laps of his new gym can't hurt.
Starting platform. Are you ready, Preston? Are you ready?
To coax him along, we're using a healthy snack of mealworms. Yum.
3, 2, 1, go!
Go, Preston.
And he's off to a flying, perhaps not flying start, but oh yeah, good through the slalom.
Come on then.
Bribing him with mealworms. And he's gone off course.
This way. Come on.
Now it's up over the bridge. Can he do it? At the moment, he's in no danger of breaking any records. And it's up over the seesaw. Come on, Preston, don't break it. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He has done it in a minute and 5 seconds. Not bad. In all seriousness, would it compromise his fertility to be overweight?
I suppose it can do. Exactly the same as humans. Yeah, and obviously there's heart problems. There's so many different problems with being overweight.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. We're trying to get him to lose weight, but actually, yeah, like you said, it's a very serious thing.
It is a serious thing. Well, Preston, we'll call that a warm-up round. Do we think I can persuade him to do it faster?
Give it a go.
In a minute and 5 seconds. Go!
Come on then, Preston. Here we are, here we are. Look, mealworms, this way, through the slalom. That's it. Go, go, we've got to beat Emily. Up over the bridge, over the bridge.
Let's give him a shout, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him some encouragement. Yes, I'm going to just give you a little help. Yeah, up you go. Woohoo!
Let's go.
Well done. Let's give him a round of applause. And up and over the seesaw. Come on, Preston, you can do it. Come on. Good boy. And you're racing to the finishing line. Come on, boy. Here. Mealworms. And he's done it.
2 minutes, 43 seconds.
Oh, I think he's at least a pound lighter. In fact, he's so keen. You want to go back and do it again, don't you? Go. Mrs. Preston would be really missing out if she doesn't fall in love with him like we all have.
Yeah, he's become a firm favourite here.
He really has.
In the big cat enclosure, Red started going for the park zebra-marked trucks. It's a worrying development for Caleb.
Because the zebra patrol trucks are the ones that tell him what to do, he's decided to go, no, I don't get told what to do, I'm going to have a go at you. So every time we go and try and deter him from something, he now has to go at us.
It's Caleb's last chance to find a way to keep the troublesome tiger in line. Otherwise, it could be time to say goodbye to Red.
The worst case scenario is we'll have to try and find him a new home.
In his final attempt to get Red to play nicely, Caleb's teamed up with mechanic Rob to harness the power of the one thing our tiger boy loves to hate: fire extinguishers.
He has built this incredible thing on the front of my Land Rover which will allow me to fire a fire extinguisher in multiple jets out at the front.
Caleb could have a license to thrill.
I feel a bit like James Bond and Rob is the Q because he sort of modified my Land Rover. Hopefully he hasn't installed ejector seats because that wouldn't be good with Red around.
But for Red to have any chance of staying here, our very own Big Cat 007 needs to be 100% certain his new gizmo actually works.
I think we should give it a try.
Should I squeeze it?
Yeah, give it a go.
It's the moment of truth.
That's awesome, that is.
Now that Caleb and his patrol truck are fully kitted with a custom-made red repellent, the park finally has a safe but surefire way of showing the park's most bothersome big cat
Oh, that's cool.
just who's boss.
He's given me an option of getting Red away that doesn't involve too much negativity, so it's perfect. Hopefully I don't have to use it and he just starts to learn the rules. But obviously it's dangerous for us guys if he doesn't, so we need to get him resolved as quickly as possible. It's going to be a new toy for us to play with.
And the good news is that, so far, Caleb hasn't had to use his James Bond gadget on Red. But can a species that comes from Siberia really find their feet in deepest Wiltshire? And more importantly, has Red learned to leave visitor cars alone?
Come on, Red.
We're catching up with 007 Caleb to find out.
Now, you see, Caleb, Red looks like a total pussycat now, but he has built up a fearsome reputation for a good reason. The training was quite successful with the stunt car, but how has he been since then? Has it worked long term?
His behaviour's changed a lot. He's a lot less interested in the cars, and then he tends to be easier to subdue when he does want to chase it or anything.
Right.
Yeah, he's tended to chill out quite a lot.
Are you confident you can tame him?
Yeah, I'm relatively confident. He is a tiger, so he is going to do what he wants, and he doesn't like being told what to do, but we just need to work with him.
It's striking that balance, isn't it, between, you know, I mean, he's magnificent. You want that spirit, you want that sense of being in the presence of an extraordinary animal, but you've got to keep him safe and the visitors' cars in one piece.
Yeah, exactly. He's a very impressive animal, and he does what a male tiger should do. He protects his territory, he protects it for Yana and Sundari, so that's just what he does. We just need to curb his behaviour so it fits into keeping people safe and guests safe. And he is starting to adjust and realise that they're not a threat to him or his girls. Yeah. So it's just a learning curve for him as he's growing up in the park.
And he is loving that blood lolly. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, it's been a warm day and he does struggle in the heat being an Immerse tiger, so we like to give him treats when he comes in, so a nice ice block or something. And also he's behaved himself out there today as well, so he's done everything we've expected, not damaged any cars or anything, so he's been a good boy.
Well, listen, good luck with the future.
Yeah, thanks Caleb.
Thanks.
And thank you, Red. Delicious lollipop. How could you resist?
Next time, playful wombats turn poorly.
There was nothing that we could see that was wrong with them.
Animal Olympics in the croc pool.
This is so cool.
And I'm on patrol.
She's really stalking, isn't she now?
As the big cats play rough.
Look at him, he's going for the tyres already. Oh, Red!